Hey, your boy, Holistic Health with Harry, Harry Matterding, whichever. Just a human being here, trying his best on the world's most powerful supplements. That's ego talk, but it's kind of true. Free and paid, doing both. I love the free and the paid, man. Let's focus here, because man, I'm writing my 8th book, on for the first time paid therapy. All the 7 previous were on the nature's wonder of the sun, the aged urine, the semen retention, the growing your hair long, tantra, all that stuff, which is cool and free, negative ions. But it's time to evolve for Harry Matterding, and that does involve my evolution into the world of actually buying stuff that costs money, supporting good shit, working out the most powerful supplements, and using on Earth. Might not be the only ones, but I've definitely figured out a few of them through synchronicities and through gratitude. So one of them is the Root supplements, the Root company, which started in 2020. Look at the synergy of that. Birth during COVID. Now a trinity of 3 really powerful supplements. Cleanslate, which I'll talk about. Underrated, hugely. And the third, Restore, which I've got some experience with. I'm going to study up, but basically, because I'm writing the 8th book, I'm researching so many benefits from it. I feel an obligation, as one little light worker here, to explore the benefits of what's going on in my body when I take these supplements, and the science of how it can benefit people. Because obviously, what benefits me might be different to other people. I'm not working, I don't think, from the aspect of physical health diseases, but yet, for example, what I want to talk about, the velvet bean seed powder, which is nature in this one part of it, is really amazing. So I teach and I learn by reading, watching, and then I'll write a better book from it, because I want my books to be the best of me at any moment in time. So the velvet bean seed powder, also called Mucuna pruriens. I've never used it before in my life. Velvet bean seed powder. I wonder if you guys watching this have used the velvet seed powder. It's really, really powerful, well researched, natural herb, I guess you call it. Really fucking cool. The velvet bean seed powder. So what I've learned about it, one of the major things that makes velvet bean seed powder pretty unique in this is that it increases your dopamine, and I'm sure you guys watching this will know what dopamine is. Have some kind of understanding that dopamine is a neurotransmitter that does many beautiful things in the human body. So it's hormonal, the endocrine system. So velvet seed powder has the direct precursor to make dopamine, called L-dopa, and it increases it. Velvet bean seed powder increases your dopamine levels a lot. It's not something that we make up. It's something that we can take the velvet seed powder or this, and then you go and get the dopamine test, and it's found to increase your dopamine a lot because of the precursor L-dopa. And when your dopamine is high, you are high. You feel good. It's amazing. When you get high dopamine levels, you feel more alive. Your consciousness expands, from my own experience. My reaction times go up, which is in line with the research on dopamine, that it increases your reaction times big time. So if you want good reaction speeds, like if you're an athletics sports person, you want to be quick, sharp mentally, dopamine levels, increase cognitive function. Velvet bean seed powder, it's breaking up here. Velvet bean seed powder increases cognitive function. So when your dopamine is high, or maybe it's the velvet seed powder without the dopamine, but it's probably the dopamine, you get really sharp. You start connecting the dots super easily. Do you know what I mean? Your brain is just on point. It's great for holy shit, velvet bean seed powder, or just the whole zero in, but velvet bean seed powder is great for studying, for learning, for kids, for exams. There's so many great things with it. I see it's breaking up a lot here. Right, so another thing with velvet bean seed powder It's because it majorly increases your dopamine levels, and it's the precursor. It's got loads of L-dopa. They've actually done science studies on Parkinson's, people with Parkinson's, with the velvet bean seed powder and L-dopa, which is the precursor, but from a pharmaceutical point of view. So the pharmaceuticals have a Parkinson's drug, which is pure L-dopa. Basically, it's their best version, pharma version of. And what they did was a double-blind randomized study, to help with Parkinson's patients with velvet bean seed powder versus L-dopa, the pharmaceutical version. What they found was velvet bean seed powder was far better. It improved the function of the Parkinson's and relieved disease much better than even the L-dopa pharmaceutical company. I found that super interesting because I do believe that Parkinson's is a disease. If you believe the science, it's partly true sometimes. Science, it's it's a dopamine issue, right? Parkinson's. So lack of dopamine causes Parkinson's. It might be heavy metals, which is linked in with the root anyway, but a low dopamine is Parkinson's. So when you take velvet bean seed powder in the zerin, you're basically really spiking your dopamine levels, which will really improve the symptoms of anyone that's got Parkinson's or is at risk of Parkinson's because their dopamine levels have been fucked over a lifetime because their hormonal system isn't working properly. So you spike your dopamine with velvet bean seed powder zerin, and then you just guarantee that you'll never fucking get Parkinson's, or if you have got Parkinson's, you'll start to regress, as shown by the science with velvet bean seed powder, which is in the zerin. Pretty fucking cool. So that's good. But that's not even all the benefits. I mean, I'm learning and I'm going to be able to talk a lot about the key individual ingredients of things. I think velvet bean seed powder is magical. Absolutely magical supplement, which is why I'm going to talk more about it. Another amazing benefit, when you spike your dopamine levels a lot, and you'll feel it with zerin, especially if you take 3 or more. That's a whole other story. I take it 3 or 4 at a time now, not even one, and I go on and off it in cycles. But when you get onto high dopamine, anything that increases your dopamine a lot also increases, or even a little bit. When your dopamine goes up, your testosterone as a guy, so this is for the males out there, goes up too. I forgot this piece of information, but as I've been researching velvet bean seed powder benefits, it said that your testosterone goes up through velvet bean seed powder. And one of the reasons that I remembered is that high dopamine, or a dopamine increase, causes more testosterone. So basically, when you take zeroin as a guy, it increases your dopamine a lot, and that increases your testosterone. And testosterone, we know, there's a massive warfare going on with guys, deliberate probably, but that's controversial. There's a warfare going on with lack of testosterone in guys because of a lack of health, and the environment is very toxic, so it stops the testosterone. So that's cool. Basically, when you take this as a guy, 1, 2, 3, or 4 a day, even one, but 3 or 4, wow, your dopamine goes up and your testosterone goes up. Your testosterone is key to the divine masculine, in my opinion, to motivation. That's tied in with dopamine, actually. Dopamine is highly motivating, and it gets you doing the shit you need to do in life, but so does testosterone. Your testosterone goes up. As a man, you're going to become a bit more fearless, a bit more conscious, a bit more divine, a bit more masculine, a bit more tapping into your polarity. Because yes, men and women are the same underneath it all. I understand that. There'll be a time for that. But at the moment, we are living in duality here. Polarity. Masculines, loads of testosterone. For example, the difference between men and women, in a chemistry point of view, one of the simple ones is divine masculine has 3 times more testosterone than women. Ideally, the more testosterone a man has, the more divine he becomes. The more estrogen, the less testosterone a man comes, the less divine he becomes. So, you want to become more divine? Hello, take this. See how you feel on it, because your testosterone is going to get spiked. Yes, there's other ways to spike your testosterone, guys, that I am aware of, that are free too, which are fucking cool. You should always have in the background, like semen retention, sunlight on your balls, sunlight on your skin, all that shit. But the zeroin, wow, I only learned that today. Because of the major dopamine spike, again, you get a major testosterone spike, which is the key to the divine masculine. And of course, the women have less testosterone and more estrogen, right? Ideally. And then, of course, maybe for the women, becoming undivine and the pollution, they have less estrogen and more testosterone, unfortunately, whereas they want to get back to more estrogen. But for what I know, it does increase testosterone. It makes so sense. You've got the 2 motivating factors. You've got dopamine spike, motivation. Get on with it. Get your shit done. Increased reaction times. I feel like doing shit that I didn't normally feel like. right? And then you got testosterone too. So that's super interesting. Another thing with velvet bean seed powder that I've learned, and again, I'm going to go much deeper with the studies on this, is it's shown to increase sperm motility, not increasing testosterone levels, increases sperm motility and function. It makes the testes bigger, which is fucking cool. So increases testicle size, but it also makes the sperm. We know that it increases fertility, in other words, for guys. The sperm motility and the fertility, which is another huge issue. Not only are men getting damaged by lack of testosterone, the divine becoming the undivine, but also the sperm count has gone down a ridiculous amount in the last 100 years. And there's a warfare going on. So low testosterone lack is fucking us up, but also a lack of sperm motility, the movement, and also the numbers, the sperm count. Velvet bean seed powder, Mucuna pruriens, which is in this, increases it. So it goes up, increases the motility and increases the numbers. So that's really cool if you're a guy that's worried about. And I think most guys struggle to get their partners pregnant due to the lack of in the mainstream, due to lack of ill health and due to not even low testosterone, low sperm count, and low sperm motility. Because it's not just the number of sperm you need to be high, you also need the little swimmers to be mobile. So velvet bean seed powder increases it. How amazing is this? I find velvet bean seed powder one of the most fascinating. I mean, for me now, I'm just speaking of a bias, but definitely untapped to. I definitely think most people in the health community, if I'm being real, haven't taken the time to even use it separately, but definitely haven't done this. Which is a shame because you should, and this is why I'm going to talk about it and write the next book on it. So that's cool. I love the studies on it. Velvet bean seed powder is very special, natural herb, extremely beneficial. What else is it? Increases cognitive function, increases testosterone, increases dopamine a lot. Oh yeah, because it increases dopamine a lot, increases serotonin, which is important. You increase the dopamine a lot, you're going to get a mega good sleep at nighttime. Also, increase the serotonin in the daytime with the product, you're going to get a mega good sleep, which I found at nighttime, which is fucking amazing. A good sleep is required. A good high dopamine serotonin will give you a really good. It's all about the neurotransmitters, hormonal health. It's breaking up here. Hormonal health is the key. I mean, there's loads of keys, but when you optimize your dopamine and serotonin to a very high level with the velvet bean seed powder, zeroing, my God, you're going to feel like fire. I always feel like fire when I'm on it. I feel pretty good when I'm off it, but I'm in duality. I spike my consciousness a lot when I take it. A lot. It's crazy powerful. So that's good. Even good sleep. Dopamine is the key to good sleep too. Like, it keeps the body still at nighttime. Parkinson's is a lack of dopamine. Your body shakes in Parkinson's. It goes like this because you've got low dopamine. The dopamine stops your body from shaking at nighttime. If your body shakes at nighttime, or a low dopamine disturbs your sleep in terms of you don't want to keep still. Sleep time, for a really fucking efficient sleep, you want your body to naturally, when you're unconscious, right, to keep itself still a lot. And the way the body keeps, like paralysis, sleep paralysis, that's what the body naturally does. But there's degrees. So if you get a bad sleep, it's one of the reasons why you get bad sleep is because your body is moving around too much at nighttime. There's not as an efficient sleep paralysis. The reason why is because of low dopamine, which is tied into the velvet seed powder, which spikes your dopamine up and guarantees you good sleep because it gives you the high dopamine, which is going to keep your body more still. Because we don't know what we're doing when we sleep, but if you go and do the studies or see people in sleep labs, ones that have shitty sleep move a lot. I mean, it does go unconscious and still a little bit, but it's because of low dopamine primarily, maybe. It's all thesis and theory, but I'm working out little things in basic ways. So low dopamine causes your body to move too much at nighttime. It's just too much fidgeting. When people talk about, oh, I fidget too much in my sleep, I wake up all the time, that's an issue. So you can deal with that with zero by spiking your dopamine, your L-dopa, the precursor, and you'll have the best sleep ever. Plus, it's a great, like I said earlier, for Parkinson's or Alzheimer's, worrying about that shit. It's got you covered. To recap, it spikes your testosterone if you're a man, increases your sperm motility, increases cognitive function. Dopamine essential for your kids. Like, high dopamine is just going to keep you on point and remembering shit that's important and connecting the dots. For us, it helps with learning, like what I'm doing now. The zeroing is really useful. I took 3 today, and now I feel like, oh, okay, I'm in learning mode. I'm going to watch YouTube videos on velvet bean seed powder. I've got to write the books. I've got to connect the dots. I've got to get things in the most efficient manner. Definitely helps, huh? It's funny. I'm doing a talk to help myself and you to write a book, but I'm using the product, which I'm talking about, to get me into the mode of helping me so that I can explain things better to you and write a better book. Love it. What's better than that? That is life, and that's why we do what we do. The endless cycle. So I'm getting better at learning and all the things I want to in my life, and the divine masculine, increase my testosterone, motivation, all that stuff, which is cool. But using a product that I want other people to try because I feel amazing on it, and you deserve it, guys. You fucking deserve to feel amazing. You know, we're all on our missions here, aren't we? We're all learning so much, and get on some powerful shit that costs money. Oh my god, it costs money. Oh, fucking supplement. Don't work. Do you know what? I said this before. I'll say it again. If there's a lot of people in the Facebook health community that are dead against supplements. I was. But I was wrong. I'm wrong in some things now. I don't even know I'm wrong. But one that I was wrong in before, that I'm definitely wrong in, that I definitely realised I was wrong in, was I went to an extreme of, oh, fuck supplements, man. Fuck that shit. I don't need to spend money on health. Got me aged urine, which is amazing, by the way. I'm back on that again. I've got the sun. I've written 7 books on free paid therapies. Yeah. I've written books on paid therapies. I don't need supplements. Yeah, true. You don't need anything. That's true. But I've seen now that there's like velvet bean seed powder in this, and this product in general, fucking amazing. I've seen that there's levels to consciousness and duality, and there's no limits. And everything you say is a limit. So if you say, I'm only going to do free stuff for nature, that's an extreme that I was at, but that also is a limit cap to your level of consciousness here. Because you're like, oh, I'm only going to use the free stuff. But I know it's a limit cap, because what if you did the free and the paid? And not just the any paid, because I also know there's bullshit supplements out there that are a complete waste of money. And I don't want myself or you guys to waste money. But I do want people to be on the most powerful supplements on earth to help themselves and other people. The zeroin being one of them. The velvet bean seed powder in it being one of them. Because that spikes you. You carry on maintaining your free stuff, but you let go of ego a little bit. The ego that says, oh, fuck supplements. Fuck that shit. Either because you've had a bad experience with supplements, or you got an ego which you can't admit, maybe. And you're like, oh, it's a level of your evolution, which is not a bad thing, because I was at that level of evolution where I was like, fuck supplements. I don't need to pay money for myself. It's a phase of learning, is what I'm saying. Some people get stuck in it. Maybe like me, you'll get lucky and get out of that phase of like, oh, but I only believe in free stuff. Yes, you can take your health to a very extreme level with free stuff. What if you took it to an even higher extreme level with free and paid stuff? Just saying, because you can. Velvet bean seed powder being from the zeroin being one of them. My God, I'm lifelong on it. Clean slate and zeroin, two that I'm definitely lifelong on. I love them both a lot. Fucking awesome. So there we go. This is amazing, especially when you take 2, 3, or 4 in one go. It's fucking amazing. Like, it definitely allows me to do a lot more shit. Takes my health to an extreme level for me when I combine it with the free stuff. And even if you don't, and people that just aren't into health that much, they take it. It's great. I love it. And I love life. And I'm going to explore and learn a lot more and share a lot with anyone that's willing to listen about the velvet bean seed powder. Because velvet bean seed powder, Mucana pruriens, is really fucking cool. And in this one, wow, it's not just that makes this amazing, but it's a great focus, the velvet seed powder. Neurotransmitter health is really important. Lastly, I'll leave you with that. Neurotransmitter activation, hormones, dopamine, serotonin, spiking them to the maximal, optimal levels for you is super important. And that's what Zerin, the supplement, does. And it really does. Like, you give it a go and you'll fucking know. This is not some bullshit that I know logically from ingredients. It's not that. I'm experiencing it. So that's amazing. And I love it a lot. And I think that it's got not enough people talking about the actual fact it removes diseases. Yes, it does spike serotonin, dopamine, but there's so many amazing things going on. Physical health activations on a physical health body standpoint that I have barely scratched the surface with the ingredients on this. And the synergy of them, it's not even the individual ingredients so much. It is that. It's the synergy of the geniuses of Christina Rum. Fucking genius. And Clayton. Fucking genius. So well done, guys. Shout out for you. Deserve it, because this is a fabulous product. A game-changing supplement in the field of amazing supplements out there. There are some. There's a lot of bullshit. There are a few that I'm aware of. Really powerful, moves the needle of your health. moves needles of anyone's health, prevents diseases, all that shit. So this is definitely one of them. So yeah. All right. Peace. Have a good one. Bye.